I'm gonna dedicate the rest of my life to forgetting it.
Hello everyone, it's Sapphire, and welcome to more Sonic Generations with us playing the original Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Sonic and Knuckles, depending on which one you're playing, Sky Sanctuary. This only has one act, of course. But it's a nice long act, which means a nice long episode, and a really big file that's going to take a long time to upload. So, if it ends up being late, you know why, because 60 frames per second video files are big! But I mean, come on. Have a look at this. Now, this is one level that I consider to be pretty much the essence of Sonic. It's not completely speed-based, but it has some speedy sections. At the same time, it's got a lot of platforming. And while it doesn't have the multiple pathways, as defined as a lot of other levels, what I think it still has is a lot of kind of that, not necessarily freedom, but a little bit of a lack of giving you direction so that you kind of have to make your own way around. But one cool thing about this level, and you're seeing it right now, is the fact that Mecha Sonic comes in and actually repeats bosses from previous games. That's a pretty cool element if you ask me. He's just coming in and he's going, hey, you know what? Nostalgia. Even though it's only been like a few years since Sonic 1. But yeah. Now, this level is kind of simple in visual style. It's got this obvious kind of ancient look to it, but at the same time it's high-tech. It's all floating stuff, but it's also kind of overgrown. And it's just a sky background, nothing really special about the sky background. You know, some clouds that you get to bounce on for some reason, a few hazards. But overall, I think it has a really nice design. And it does feel high-tech at the same time as being kind of ancient and crumbling and stuff. Also, I never understood how you could actually do that boss without getting hit at least once. But yeah, there you go, another boss. And just listen to that teleporter sound. Like, how can you not like that sound? Anyway, so we're about halfway through here. And yeah, it starts just procedurally getting hard. At this point in time, we've already gone through pretty much an entire act's worth of level here. And that's where Sonic 3 kind of changed things up compared to the previous games. It had much longer acts. But this act in particular, since it's only, since the whole zone is just one act, it is longer than normal. But yeah, it doesn't look all that impressive, but trust me, just the way that everything's sloped and paced, I think that this is actually one of the better levels in Sonic 3 in Knuckles. The whole package that is essentially the Sonic 3. So yeah, despite the simple visuals, I think it's a very well designed level because of how fun it is to just play. There's a little bit of automation like what was going on here, but most of the time you feel really good doing all the actions that you do. Anyway, we're coming up to the Mecha Sonic fight here, and after this we're going to see something that I am going to be specifically looking at in the Generations version, because I just think that they've really pulled it off well. And as you can see, I get hit a lot in this fight, and I'm not very good at fighting this guy. But tell you the truth, I used a level select code to just get straight up to this fight without having to record anything else, because I didn't want to play the whole game. So I was a bit rusty at Sonic 3 and all classic Sonic games in general. So yeah, Mecha Sonic, he never comes back. Just saying. There's Metal Sonic, who was in a previous game, but you won't see him until a little bit later. But yeah, Mecha Sonic, I think that Mecha Sonic looks awesome, personally, and I wish that he would come back, but no biggie, I mean. As you can see, he's pretty annoying. The funny thing is that this guy actually goes super if you fight him as Knuckles. If I remember correctly, he does go super. Like, he gets the Master Emerald and he goes, Rawr, I'm gonna take all this energy somehow from the Master Emerald and I'm going to become Super Mega Sonic. Now here's a part that I really like. So the Sanctuary is falling apart, and Sonic's running basically as fast as he can to get up. As you can see, there's the Death Egg Mark II. I think it's called the Death Mark II. And we have to get up there, so run as fast as we can, and Sonic can jump really freaking far. Because that thing is huge. And here we are in the Sonic Generations version of Sky Sanctuary. And holy crud. No longer do you just have this pale blue background. Suddenly, you have an entire sanctuary to look at. And you've got the Death Egg behind you the whole time, just rising up in the background. And you've got all these fancy towers and all these really well modeled enemies, and even these falling platforms are well recreated, and lots of springs and lots of interactivity. They bring back the clouds, they bring back the hanging poles. But they managed to design this level really well, as just in the same way. It flows really well. This version of the level does have multiple pathways, unlike the original. But it just flows really well. You feel like you're carrying a lot of momentum when you jump, and that's where this level is where you start to realize that they programmed Classic Sonic really well in this, essentially what is a remake of these classic games. And I really love how they pulled it off. And I've got to say, Unleashed Render, you make this level look so freaking gorgeous with those with those shafts of light. It's just, I look at this and I go, mwah, delicious. It's delicious. Oh. Also, that invincibility power-up was completely useless, and there's also a completely useless shoe power-up that we got earlier. This one's a little bit more useful, but also not really. But yeah. Sky Sanctuary, everyone! Doesn't it just look so much better now? And it's so pretty. And it just looks like a sanctuary. It still has that ancient look, but it looks even more high-tech now. Like, they've managed to make it look more high-tech without ruining that kind of overgrown look to it. Anyway, since the level's about to end, let's end it on a good note. And let's have a look at how they've recreated that one moment that was at the end. Yep, they extended it. And they have the entire tower fall as you're running up it, and there you go. On a small platform, and he's probably just off in the distance, he's about to run off to, jump in the Death Egg. Anyway, since I'm getting a bit carried away, I'll see you guys next episode when we have a look at Modern Sonic's Sky Sanctuary, and good lord, do I still love the modern version even more than I love the classic version. But we'll get to that next time, so see you guys later.